What if the ground beneath your feet could shatter in an instant, the oceans rise higher than mountains, and the very air you breathe turn against you? This is not science fiction. This is Earth, our home, unpredictable and more dangerous than we dare to believe. Every single day, our planet unleashes power greater than all human weapons combined. Lightning strikes Earth over 8 million times a day. Volcanoes spew fire that can change climates. And deep beneath us, the planet's heart beats with forces strong enough to tear continents apart. Yet here's the twist. While we believe Earth exists to protect us, history shows it has erased civilizations before, and it may do so again. The question is not if, but when. Beneath the ground we walk on every day lies a world that very few of us ever stop to imagine. We see the mountains, rivers, and forests above, but hidden under the surface is a planet within a planet, a place of darkness, crushing pressure, unimaginable heat, and mysteries that continue to surprise scientists. In fact, we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about what lies beneath our oceans and deep inside the Earth itself. And that truth alone should make us wonder, what else don't we know about the very ground we call home? The Earth is not a solid, unchanging rock. It is alive with movement, shifting like a giant breathing creature. The crust under our feet, the ground that feels so stable, is only a thin skin compared to the size of the whole planet. Beneath that fragile layer lies the mantle, a region of molten rock that churns and flows like a slow-motion ocean fire. This movement pushes continents apart, raises mountains, and shakes cities with earthquakes. Every time the ground trembles or a volcano erupts, it is Earth reminding us that it is not silent. It is powerful, restless, and very much alive. Take the ocean, for example. On the surface, the sea may look calm, but the real secrets are hidden in the depths. The Mariana Trench, the deepest known place on Earth, plunges nearly 7 miles down, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Down there, the pressure is so crushing that a human body will be flattened instantly. Yet life exists even in this eternal darkness. Strange creatures with glowing bodies, transparent skin, and bizarre shapes move through the waters as if from another world. For centuries, humans thought nothing could survive in such places, but nature proves otherwise. These creatures remind us that Earth holds life in places we once thought impossible. And what lies even deeper? Beneath the ocean floor and continental crust, the mantle stretches down almost 1,800 miles. Here, temperatures rise above 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and yet this fiery rock is not completely solid. It moves slowly, carrying heat outward and recycling the crust above it. This constant churning is what drives plate tectonics, the system that creates earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Without it, Earth would be a dead planet. Instead, it is dynamic, ever-changing, and filled with energy that has shaped its history for billions of years. But the most astonishing part is still further down. At the very center of the Earth lies the core, a hidden world we will never see. The outer core is a sea of molten iron and nickel, hotter than the surface of the sun. This swirling metal acts like a giant engine, generating the magnetic field that protects us from deadly solar radiation. Without that invisible shield, Earth would be as barren and lifeless as Mars. Beneath the molten outer core lies the inner core, a solid ball of iron that scientists believe is slowly growing as the planet cools. It is a world of extremes, locked away thousands of miles beneath us, and yet it is responsible for life on the surface. For centuries, humans tried to dig into the secrets of Earth. The deepest hole ever drilled, the Kola super deep borehole in Russia, reached about 7.5 miles down. That may sound impressive, but compared to Earth's total radius of nearly 4,000 miles, it is nothing more than a scratch on the skin. Even at that shallow depth, the heat and pressure became too much to continue. This shows us just how little we have truly seen of our planet's inner world. Still, Earth has ways of revealing its secrets. Volcanoes erupt from deep within, carrying molten rock and gases to the surface. Earthquakes send waves rippling through the planet. And by studying how those waves travel, scientists can piece together a picture of the layers beneath. It is like listening to Earth's heartbeat through the echoes of its own movements. Each discovery tells us that this planet is not quiet but alive, filled with hidden forces that shape our world in ways we rarely notice. And yet, what is perhaps most shocking is how fragile all of this balance is. the magnetic field that protects us, the movement of plates that recycles life, the oceans that hide entire worlds of strange creatures. These are not guaranteed to last forever. Scientists believe the magnetic field has flipped many times in the past, and one day it can happen again. Entire continents may rise or fall, and the oceans, though vast, are more vulnerable than they appear. The hidden depths of Earth are not just a scientific curiosity. They are a reminder that our planet is both strong and fragile, both ancient and ever-changing. Every tremor beneath the ground, every flicker of volcanic fire, every secret creature in the ocean's abyss is part of a story that is still being written, a story we are only beginning to understand. And as we uncover these mysteries, we also uncover the truth that Earth is not simply our home. It is a living world, one that holds power beyond imagination. The Earth we see today is only the latest chapter in a story that stretches back billions of years. But this story has not been calm or gentle. It has been filled with violence, destruction, and rebirth. Again and again, the planet has been pushed to the edge of collapse, only to rise and reshape itself into something new. To understand our world, we must look into this forgotten past, a past written not in books, but in stone, fossils, and the scars carved into Earth's surface. Long before humans walked the Earth, entire worlds existed and vanished. Continents we know today were once part of a single giant landmass called Pangaea. Imagine a time, more than 250 million years ago, when almost all the land on Earth was fused into one supercontinent. Forests stretched across what is now Antarctica, deserts covered parts of what would one day become Europe, and creatures we could barely imagine roamed freely. But nothing in Earth's history ever stays the same. Slowly, the supercontinent tore apart. Pieces drifted away, carried by the restless movement of the planet's crust, and over millions of years formed the continents we know today. What feels permanent to us is only temporary to Earth. But it was not only continents that changed. Entire species disappeared in events so sudden and so catastrophic that they reshaped the direction of life itself. There have been at least 5 mass extinctions in Earth's history. Each one was a turning point. About 252 million years ago, the Great Dying wiped out nearly 90% of life in the oceans and 70% on land. Imagine almost everything alive vanishing in a blink of geological time. The cause was likely massive volcanic eruptions that filled the skies with ash, heated the planet, and poisoned the seas. It was devastation on a scale that no human disaster could compare to. And yet, from this destruction came rebirth. Life found a way to return, to adapt, and to grow stronger. Millions of years later, another catastrophe struck. The asteroid impact that ended the reign of the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. A rock 6 miles wide slammed into what is now Mexico, releasing energy greater than billions of atomic bombs. The sky burned, the oceans boiled, and darkness fell across the earth. The giants that ruled for millions of years vanished. But in their absence, smaller creatures thrived, and eventually, among them, early mammals began to rise. Without that single, violent event, humans might never have existed. Earth's forgotten past is also written in its climate. The planet has swung between fiery heat and icy depths. There were times when much of the planet was covered in ice, so extreme that scientists call them snowball Earth periods. Entire oceans froze over, glaciers stretched across continents, and life clung on only in small, sheltered places. At other times, Earth was far hotter than anything we know today, with lush tropical forests at the poles and seas so warm that coral reefs flourished in places now frozen. Each shift, each cycle, shaped the path of life and left its mark on the land. Even the landscapes we know are only fragments of older worlds. Beneath our feet lie buried continents, remnants of land masses that sank into the Earth's interior long ago. Scientists have discovered hints of these lost worlds deep underground, preserved like ghosts beneath modern continents. And on the ocean floor, vast mountain ranges stretch for thousands of miles, reminders of Earth's restless past. But what makes these stories powerful is not only their drama, it is what they mean for us today. The past is not just history, it is a warning. The same forces that destroyed and renewed life before are still with us. Volcanoes still rumble, asteroids still travel through space, climate still shifts, sometimes faster than we expect. Earth has survived every catastrophe thrown at it. The real question is whether humanity can do the same. The forgotten past of Earth is not just a tale of extinction. It is also a tale of survival. Life has been fragile, but it has also been resilient. From the ashes of disaster, new beginnings always emerged. That resilience is written into the DNA of every living thing, including us. But unlike the creatures that came before, we are the first species to understand these patterns. We can read the signs left in rocks, in fossils, and in the layers of ice. We can see the warnings. The past tells us that change is not only possible, it is inevitable. The twist is that we are now part of this story. The next chapter of Earth's history is being written, not only by volcanoes or asteroids, but by the choices of human beings. The forgotten past is not distant. It is alive in the ground we stand on, the air we breathe, and the seas that rise and fall. To ignore it is to risk repeating it. To learn from it is to understand that Earth has always been a planet of endings and beginnings, of death and rebirth. And in this endless cycle, the question is not whether Earth will endure, but whether we will. The story of Earth has always been one of change, but never before has one species held so much influence over the future of the planet. Humanity has achieved extraordinary things. Cities rising like forests of steel, machines that connect continents in seconds, and knowledge that lets us look back to the beginning of time itself. Yet with all this power comes a truth we cannot escape. Our future is fragile, and the choices we make today will decide what kind of world tomorrow will inherit. The signs are all around us. The seas are rising, slowly but relentlessly. Polar ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica, once thought to be unshakable, are melting at alarming rates. Scientists warn that if this continues, entire coastlines may vanish beneath the waves. Cities built by generations, New York, Mumbai, Shanghai, and countless others, face the threat of becoming modern-day Atlantises. For the first time in history, human beings may watch their great civilizations swallowed by the ocean, not through myth, but through reality. But water is not the only force reshaping our future. The air itself is changing. Every year, billions of tons of carbon dioxide are released into the atmosphere. Invisible to the eye, it acts like a blanket, trapping heat and pushing global temperatures higher. Storms grow stronger, wildfires rage longer, and heat waves claim more lives than ever before. What once seemed like rare disasters are becoming part of our new normal. The rhythm of Earth's climate, so vital to life, is being rewritten in just a matter of decades. At the same time, the web of life that supports us is unraveling. Scientists estimate that 1 million species could face extinction within the coming century. Forests, once endless, are shrinking. Oceans, once thought too vast to be touched, are filling with plastic and emptying of fish. Coral reefs, the rainforests of the sea, are bleaching and dying, leaving behind silent skeletons where once there was color and life. Each loss is not just the end of a species. It is a loss of balance, a thread cut from the fabric that holds our world together. Yet the story of humanity's fragile future is not only about destruction, it is also about responsibility. We are the first generation to see these dangers so clearly, and perhaps the last with the power to change the outcome. History shows us that Earth will endure no matter what. It has survived asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, and ice ages. But survival for us is not guaranteed. The world that rises after us may be one we no longer recognize. Still, there are reasons to hope. Across the planet, new ideas and bold efforts are emerging. From clean energy that captures the power of the sun and wind, to global agreements that aim to protect nature and reduce emissions, humanity is beginning to respond. Some scientists are even exploring ways to pull carbon back out of the atmosphere or to protect cities with massive seawalls. These may sound like solutions from science fiction, but they show what is possible when necessity drives innovation. But the real question is whether we will act in time. The future is not a distant place. It is being shaped right now in the decisions of leaders, the behavior of industries, and the choices of everyday people. What kind of Earth will we pass on? Will it be a world of scarcity, rising seas, and broken ecosystems? Or will it be a world where technology and wisdom work together to protect the fragile balance of life? The truth is, humanity is walking a tightrope. On one side lies progress and survival, on the other, collapse and loss. Unlike the dinosaurs, we are not helpless against the forces that threaten us. Unlike the species before us, we can see the dangers coming. But awareness alone is not enough. Action is what will write the next chapter. The fragile future of humanity is not just a warning. It is also an opportunity. Never before has one species held the power to decide not only its own fate, but the fate of millions of others that share this planet. We stand at a turning point where every choice counts, and every year lost brings us closer to a path we cannot escape. In the end, Earth will continue its story with or without us. The real twist in this tale is that for the first time, the next chapter is not written in stone or in the stars. It is written by human hands. And that truth should shake us more than any earthquake, move us more than any storm, and inspire us more than any dream of the future. For billions of years, Earth has endured fire, ice, and extinction. It has seen continents break apart, oceans rise and fall, and species come and go. And through it all, it has carried on, reshaping itself, beginning anew. The truth is simple. Earth does not need us to survive, but we need Earth. Every breath of air, every drop of water, every grain of food connects us to this living planet. We stand at a moment unlike any before, a moment when the future is not written by meteors or volcanoes, but by human hands. The choices we make now will echo for generations. Will our legacy be one of neglect or of courage? Will we allow the story to end in silence, or will we rise to protect the only home we have ever known? The shocking facts of Earth are not just history. They are a call to wonder, to respect, and to act. Because the greatest twist in our planet's story is this: the future is not inevitable. It is waiting to be written, and it begins with us.